I was just walking around the shop here, kind of looking at some stuff, and I forgot that I had this little unit here. A gentleman had actually gave this to me, older gentleman, and what this is it's a retractable reel. And maybe to a lot of you guys it doesn't make, it's not really interesting. To me it's kind of interesting. I'll tell you why. It's all original, it's all here. Along with the original handheld light housing, flexible. It's dirty, it's messy. Got some red, I'm guessing, for off, maybe black for on. Needs some real cleaning. This is interesting. It's a Cordomatic made in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This little pivot, you would mount this probably on the roof of your shop, I guess. And it's got a retractable trouble light, and it has a catch pawl in there somewhere. If I can, it's probably a little bit gummed up, needs some work. But there you go. If you're patient, you can get it to do it. But I think the spring is a little bit sacked out because it doesn't quite want to hold things. I don't know if you're really, yeah. It doesn't quite want to hold up the trouble light. It's, I'm going to say it's very likely going to be an original cord, original trouble light. See if I can see anything on the cable here. Federal something, 300 volts. What else can we see here? Federal cable. What's that say? 16.2 wire. That's all I can see. Looks to be original. You guys see that? Fairly, typical cord end, no ground, no safety ground. So it's going to be before 1970 for sure. And as a matter of fact, this unit here, just based on the ones that I've seen and based on the paint, which is a hammer tone, a silver hammer tone finish. Hammer tones are very popular in the 50s, and that carried on, but they're mainly popular in the early to late 50s. Like I say, they kind of are experiencing a resurgence lately. People are kind of just revisiting these industrial type finishes. I like them. I'll tell you why I like the hammer tone finish, and I like to paint some things in hammer tone, because when you have a piece of metal and it's not really not super smooth, if you know what I mean, it has some imperfections, the hammer tone does tend to hide those imperfections really well. Have a drink. Wet my whistle. Tasty. Yeah, anyway, what was I saying? The hammer tone paint tends to hide those imperfections. I don't have a date on this, and I don't see, sorry, I don't mean to say date, I mean to say serial number or model number. Tough to identify. Maybe once I open it up we'll find something. So what we're going to do is our next project here is restore this unit. It's not going to be a lot of work, I don't think, a lot of cleanup. We'll take the paint all off here, paint it in new silver hammer tone, just because it's pretty rusty. There's no, I don't think there's any bringing that back. It's got a chrome bezel. See if we can clean that up. Naturally, we'll clean up the mechanism, tighten that spring up if we can, and see where we go from there. But yeah, let's start by taking this apart, and hopefully the spring doesn't fly open on me. Got this apart. It's kind of interesting. These are your contact points. See those? See if we can get another light on. Help you out a little bit. Oops, help you out a little bit with the visual. That's a bit better. These are your contact points. So your red is going to be, I'm going to say it's your hot, and your white's going to be your neutral. So this is your neutral. How does that work exactly? I don't know. I'll tell you how we can tell is we can just plug it in and check our voltages here. But because the reel turns, this is your contact in here. So you have this circuit here. The reel is going to be tricky because it's kind of, yeah, see that? It's clipped. Doesn't look like it's going to be really easy to get into. Which means it's going to be, I'm going to see if I can put a lot of pre-wind on that when I put it back together. Oh, somebody's here. Hold on a sec, guys. Alright, guys. I'm not sure where I left off there. A knock on the door was Herman. He just stopped in to say hi. What was I talking about before? Oh, the contact points. So that's your neutral contact point. These two here. See that? Shine that for you. Neutral, that's your hot contact, or your load. Neutral and hot contact point. Make a little connection here. I was wondering before how you make that connection with the cord, and it's right under here, and that cap just covers up your connections just like so. Anyway, what I did find, and what did I say to you guys? I said that the what the manufacture date. I said somewhere between 1950 and 1960, so let's just say 1955, right? So here's what's great about this is I open this up and it's got the manufacture date. Not only does it have a date, it's got the day, the month, and the year on here. So check it out. So it wasn't too far out, I guess. See if you guys can see that. See you guys see that there? I don't know if you can. Maybe you can. I'll read you. 7/20/51. So what's that? July? Oh yes. Yeah, 7th. So July 20th, 1951. So that's your date. So that's interesting. 1951. That puts us at what's that? 49, 59, and 65 years. 65 years old. Yeah, interesting. So that's what we got. These are our pieces. Not worried about this. We'll clean this up. Make sure our contact is all cleaned up. Clean up our the treble light. This whole appliance here. Clean this all up. Clean up the shroud. I don't know if it'll take a shine or not. I doubt it, but we'll see if it does. Clean it up anyway. The casing, we will take the paint off, paint it in a new hammer tone silver finish. Just basically kind of restore it. So that's your appliance there. If you see, it's on a piece of bakelite, I guess, attached to a piece of bakelite. Yeah, that's it. So I want to show you what we're going to work on, just to give you an idea. And the next video, maybe we'll have this all stripped down and ready for paint. And I think we'll get a new cord. We won't use this original cord. It's a bit unsafe because you have your contact points with your hot and neutral. And on some receptacles, if you plug that in, you could quite easily just short that out. So we'll get a nice piece of cord. I don't know, maybe a piece of cloth cord would look kind of nice, but that wouldn't be period specific. But you get that cloth cord with the nice colored tracers in it, which is kind of pretty. I think I'm gonna see if I have any around here just to show you what that looks like. Here, as a matter of fact, I got some here. Ignition. Yeah, so ignition cable. some period correct ignition cable from the 1920s. You see that it's got black and red tracers in it. It's kind of cool, and you can get that in. This is cloth coated with some type of like a clear plastic, I guess I would say. But you can get in just plain cloth, and that kind of, I don't know, that kind of look neat. But you can get it in a huge variety of colors, and it's not all that expensive. Can you get it in 12-2? I don't know. I think I would upgrade this whole thing and go with, then again, I guess I would go with 12-3 and ground to the case, but yeah, I suppose 12-2 would do the job just as easy, or just 2-wire. So anyway, tubers, that's what I got for you tonight. So yeah, I say we'll clean up that bezel, make it shine again. I guess it's chrome. So there you go. Anyway, guys, have a good night, and that's the start of a little project that won't take long, maybe 1 or 2 episodes, and we'll go from there. Hey guys,
Open your legs!